The initial swings that we take, we try to just broaden the concepts. So, for example, a concept that we did for one of our brands was a superlative concept where basically we were making these claims. We went from the world's cleanest humidifier, which was like one swing, to the cleanest humidifier, and then this is the cleanest, like dumb, like super small things like that. We just took bigger swings. So we went like world's cleanest humidifier, and then we went first doctor designed humidifier, and then we went the world's first stainless steel humidifier. So we tested three different angles. And from there, we saw that stainless steel worked the best. And we're like, oh, interesting. Okay. Well, we looked at that static. And then what we did now, after we saw that ad actually did something, when we did an iteration on it or a variation or iteration, just like some small tweaks, we tested then more granular changes on the headline or on the visual that we were showing. And then when we did that, we actually found a new visual performed better. But while we were doing that, we also did a variation, which was a video form. But something that a lot of people don't tell you to do, which I would say you 100% need to do, is ask yourself, why? Why is stainless steel working? Most people don't think that. You'd hope they would, but that's why we process learnings. But for example, we went and researched like, why do people care that it's stainless steel? We had no idea. We're like, well, we know it's a feature, but like, why do they care? And we realized like most people just didn't know that was a thing. And then other people just realized that they hate the microplastics in humidifiers. And then other people said it just makes it easier to clean. And so we started doing research on platforms like Reddit and YouTube and Google and just all these other places. And we just got all of this information because, again, we were curious. We asked why. I always say ask why and then ask who. So ask why is something working and then ask who is this for. And so we did that. And then we also asked who, and we realized it was mainly for moms. And so what we did is we then made a variation video that was must have humidifier for moms, and then it's like stainless steel edition or something like that. I can't remember the exact hook. And then we made a video talking about all those pain points that we discovered. It's like, I never used to buy a humidifier because they used to have microplastics. And then my friend told me about this one that was stainless steel. And again, this is all AI voiceover, but we went from this initial big swing of testing those three different claims to small iteration to then video that was backed by a ton of research focusing on that. And that ad specifically is, spent over six figures for one of our brands. And
Wow.
so the point is that's hopefully like that example makes sense of how we go through the process. So we kind of start bigger and then we go smaller. But the most important thing is don't just look structural, be curious and like go and research more about why certain things are working in your account. That's like the best thing that you can do.